We just studied the Sutram 1452, which says Gati Buddhi Pratyavasanartha Shabdakarma Karmakana Mani Karta Sa Now. And the meaning of that Sutram is a Karta, agent of a non-causal verbal root, becomes the karma, object of the causal verbal root, provided verbal root either denotes either Gati, movement, or Buddhi, perception, or Pratyavasanartha, meaning consuming, or has shabda, sound, as its object, or has no object at all. And we saw several examples of that sutram. Let us now take a vartikam under that sutram. This vartikam says drisheshcha, which means that a karta, agent of the non-causal verbal root drishir prekshane from the bhavadiganaha, becomes the karma, object of the causal verbal root. Svartikam is worded as drisheshcha. Basically, it means drisheshcha upasankyanam, which means that this verbal root drish should be added to those categories of verbal roots which undergo this phenomenon explained in 1452. The phenomenon that the agent of the non-causative root becomes the object of the causative root. The example here is darshayati harim bhaktan. If you take the non-causative form, it would be bhaktaha harim pashyanti. Now, if you bring in the causation, the hetu, the prayojakaha, let us say guruhu, the teacher, the acharyaha, he makes the devotees see Lord Vishnu. So Guruhu darshayati harim bhaktan. The Guru enables or makes the devotees see Lord Vishnu. Bhaktaha. The devotees are the agents in the non-causative state. Bhaktaha harim pashyanti. In the causative state, they become the object. So we have Guruhu harim darshayati bhaktan. And of course, once bhakta gets the karma sanya, then we bring in the dvitiya vibhakti affix shas as per 232 karmani dvitiya, and we get the form bhaktan. The question here is that couldn't we include this dhatu drish in that category number 1 mentioned in 1452? Category number 1 denotes either gati, movement, or buddhi, perception. Doesn't the verbal root drish, meaning to see, denote a type of perception? And the Siddhanta Kaumudi comments here saying that Sutre jnana samanyarthanam eva grahanan natu tadvishesharthanam ityanena jnapyate. Which means that the term buddhi mentioned in the Sutram 1452 that refers to only jnana samanyarthanam grahanam. That only includes verbal roots which denote knowledge in general, not any specific kind of perception. So vision is a specific kind of perception that is not included in 1452. When 1452 Panini says buddhi, gati buddhi pratyavasanartha. So buddhyarthanam means jnana samanyarthanam eva grahanam. Because otherwise there was no need to have this vartikam, obviously, isn't it? The fact that the vartikam is been composed tells us that's the jnapakam. That buddhyarthanam as referred to in 1452 means jnana samanyarthanam eva, means knowledge in general, not specific perception. The Kaumudi further says tena smrati jigrati ityadinam na. So verbal roots such as smru means to remember, or gra means to smell, the specific kinds of perception, they will not come under the domain of 1452. So therefore we have smarayati grapayati va devadattena. The non-causative state would be devadattaha smarati jigrati va. Then when you bring in the prayojakaha, let's say yajnadattaha, then we have yajnadattaha smarayati grapayati va devadattena. Devadatta does not become the karma in the causative. He is the agent in the non-causative. He does not become the karma in the causative. Because even though smru and ghra, meaning remembering or recollecting and smelling respectively, they are specific kind of perceptions, and hence they don't come under the domain of 1452. So that is why we need this vartikam drisheshcha. So the verbal root drish should also be included in the categories of verbal roots mentioned in 1452.